Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bops and Bangers. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Ashley.
And today we are feeling a little lazy, a little loungy, if you will.
100%.
Rachel and I just returned from a really incredible 2 days at Shabang Festival. Ashley went skiing with her boo thing for his 30th birthday.
Crazy.
So we have shit to tell Ashley. We got to give her the lowdown. I
haven't heard really anything.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for all the stories.
Yeah,
truly.
yeah. We've been truly keeping quiet.
Yeah.
Trying. It's when Rachel and I are quite loud people. But
yeah. I had the most serious FOMO though.
That's fair.
Yeah. It looked really fun.
You would have had a fucking blast.
I think you would have just ate this shit right now. You would have balanced.
I saw the vendors and I was like, oh fuck.
No, you would have been the queen of Shebang.
Oh,
you really would.
No, yeah, this would have been
Yeah, it was your moment. But you know But you know what? You're going to Bleached Fest. So I think of the FOMO
work in Bleached Fest.
Think of the FOMO I'm going to get from that.
That's true.
Huge.
You can always come.
Here's the thing.
You have to fly to San Fran.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's the lowdown on Shabang. And also, big, major thank you to Shabang, who gave me and Rachel press passes. We had the time of our life. It was so great. So, obviously, day one rolls around. We are ready. We were on time so well, which is hard for me. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Were you guys sober the whole day?
No.
Oh.
No.
Not at all.
No. But we did have our interviews kind of in the morning-ish.
Okay.
So the festival didn't even open on Friday until 3 p.m.
Oh, wow.
So we were chilling while things were still going. The vendors were still coming in.
Oh, okay.
So we kind of saw the behind the scenes of what it takes to make a festival.
Because you did interviews before it even started.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And let me tell you, it is stressful.
I bet.
Oh my gosh. Just the amount of okay, where do these people go? Where do these people go? Where do you put them? How do they enter? We were just asking a lot of questions so we're just trying to get our press passes and we went multiple places.
Well, we gave ourselves the tour before anyone else could give us the tour.
It's true. We did. We saw everything that was happening.
And being on the grounds before a festival starts is such a cool experience.
Yeah.
And getting to see what areas are going to be filled and just seeing the amount of work and seeing kids my age, all of the staff was my age.
Yeah.
So just seeing that was just super motivating and super nice to see, and that it's so capable. I feel especially my generation's shit on a lot, that we're not able to make shit like that happen, and that we're all kind of all over the place and yada yada. But I was this is something I think my generation's gonna do real well.
Oh yeah,
the content creation was out of this world.
I know. I saw all their videos.
Yeah.
It was oh my god, this stuff's fun.
Right. The energy was so up, and just I don't know. It was really cool to just be there, getting full access to anything and everything.
Yeah.
We just were okay, we know this really well, within the first 2 hours.
We felt we've been there for years.
Yeah. Wow.
Just because
Is it a huge place?
Well, so it's on the golf course this year. So yes, and it is quite hilly.
Every step you take is
a hill
on an incline.
Yeah, because the golf course.
Yeah. And
They usually golf cart that shit.
Oh my! There were golf carts rolling around,
flying up, flying
yeah. Just security.
Can we please get on one of those?
Oh, trust me, we were trying.
We got on one at the beginning.
We did, but it was really cool to, just see the excitement too of everyone. Everyone was just so power jacked to be there.
Yeah.
So we do our interviews. We did an interview with Saint Luna, who I'm really excited for that interview to go up.
Boys.
The boys from San Diego that we voted for to be at Shabang.
Yep.
And holy fuck, what an insanely nice group of dudes. Just so easy to talk to, fun. They have a really good music taste. They all are totally different from one another, but they're besties. You could tell.
That. They're all from San Diego.
Yes, yes. And, so a few of them are East San Diego, but
that's still
San Diego.
It's still San Diego.
Yeah. They were saying, we're East. I was you're still San Diego.
We're we don't do that here.
Yeah, we don't do that here. But super incredible, great people. And then we saw their set, and it was so much fun.
They're so fun.
Their energy is even better. It's their first little festival show.
Know.
And my empathetic heart died inside. I was like, the boys did it, you know? Everyone had so much fun. The audience, like, yeah, they were one of the earlier sets, so it like took a little bit to get some people to come.
Yeah.
But you could tell that they had people become fans that day.
Oh,
you know what
that.
I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those like nooners, the 1 o'clockers, you can get fans at festivals.
And I think it's even more of an accomplishment when you see that like you're starting early, but you also got the crowd. Getting
you got the crowd.
You got the crowd to come over and be like, oh, who is this?
It was just inspirational, being like, okay, like anyone's able to throw a house show, and you're able to get anyone amped if you just have the right people doing it. And something about those boys too is just interviewing them, like so down to earth, so kind, thankful for our time. And I feel like that's where like sometimes we can feel underappreciated when just there's so much energy trying to go into it, and they just reciprocated it and were interested in us. And I was telling Kelsey when they were on the stage, we were like, we're right there with them, like them, this being their first festival, us shooting this festival. We're kind of like had a moment where like we're all doing this like kind of together, like, you know, and it's
we're raising the next little generation of you know, press people, of photographers and musicians.
And I think it was cool, Kels, that we talked to a lot of San Diego people, especially them, and everyone, we get this comment all the time, like, why not LA, why not LA? And St. Luna boys were saying, like, we want to do it here, like, we want to build a music scene here, and that's what we want to do too. So it was a good full circle moment.
It was.
So cute.
And they're so appreciative of their San Diego community. Like, they are just like kind of almost baffled by how well it's like been received by students, by everyone. And I think it's just the energy that they put out. They're just really...
Well, if you're going to be a sweet baby angel, people are going to gravitate towards you.
Exactly. Yeah. And we kept running into them at the shows, and like we would all say, hey, give high fives. Be like, where are you going? We're going, you know, just...
Yeah, it's so fun.
Just so much fun. And so that's what kicked off our shebang, is St. Luna.
Great first
set. Then we kind of just like moseyed around that day. Friday was kind of a chill day for us. We also interviewed
the Lisbona Sisters.
Oh
yes,
they look
we got
fun.
a lot to say about them.
The Lisbona Sisters are me and you in like a year.
A year.
They're like our age, a little bit older, I would say. Like I think one was born in like the 80s,
and wilder,
and
yeah,
I saw
who you guys are going to become.
They were at Coachella.
Yeah.
No, they're dope. So we saw their set before we interviewed them.
Oh, that's fun.
It is so cool to see like two females just having a blast doing house music.
Sisters, by the way.
Yes. And just having the best time ever. But my favorite moment was we walked in the tent and one of the sisters was just like, sometimes I get up there and I look at my sister and I say, I forgot how to DJ. And I'm like, imposter syndrome. I was like, I feel that way all the time sometimes. And it's just nice to see like older people be like, oh yeah, no, I got this. I'm like, okay, we all feel this way. But they're so just fun, just living their best life. They've been doing this for like 13 years.
Damn.
Yeah, they both have side hustles, but like music is kind of their thing. And they're playing a show in PB.
In PB July 1st.
July 1st.
We believe it's PB because it's a beach house or something.
Yeah.
But
they are a fucking blast to watch.
Fun.
Just good music, good vibes. They were at the Funk Safari stage, which was me and Rachel's.
That sounds like my jam.
Oh. It was.
We ended up... it took everything from Kelsey and I to have to leave.
Oh.
And we did everything we could to just come back.
Yeah.
That's truly how you know.
Truly.
Yeah.
That sounds like my jam.
It was so much fun. It was like the EDM tent. It was like the Yuma of Coachella.
Yeah.
So we saw them, interviewed them, baby Angel Peaches, so nice. And then we were done with interviews. So we just kind of moseyed around, we went to Funk Safari and found this house DJ named Vanessa,
who also had like a secret set at Coachella this year too.
Oh,
yeah, she was there and like got brought out.
I think that she's on our EDM girls playlist.
She might be. You might know her.
Yeah.
But holy fuck, I'm a converted Vanessa fan.
Oh, she ate that shit up.
She got the crowd amped, and like the sun was setting. It is so funny because just where you are in San Luis Obispo, it's like surrounded by mountains.
It looks gorgeous.
It's stunning.
You are in a different country.
But you feel like you're in Iceland.
like
Oh, wow.
you're in a
I don't
different
know.
universe.
and it was freezing.
Freezing.
It was freezing.
Yeah.
Freezing. And these poor little girls in their
Trying
very
to
cute
just-
little outfits.
Why are you doing that to yourself?
Because they're baby angels.
And like
you know?
like outfits that I was like, if I kept looking at them one more time, I would just fall apart.
Yeah.
Like it was so cold that it was like if I look at any of y'all shivering, like I'll
Were
die
you
right
guys
now.
fine?
Yes.
We packed very appropriately.
We packed very appropriately.
very
Nice.
appropriately.
Yeah, yeah.
I was wearing overalls, a long sleeve, and a hoodie.
I saw it.
Yeah.
You look great. Though.
Oh, period.
That was cute.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I was rocking the cutest little bomber jacket from their
Oh my
merch.
god, yeah.
I
We
know
got the cutest.
The
merch,
Cosmic
Oh
Disco.
my, stop.
Yeah.
It was
I was like,
great.
this is all so cute.
I know. And then I had a giant wool cover
great.
thing.
Yeah.
It was
Perfect.
great. But the sun was set. Rachel and I thought we were in a different country. Who knows?
It's one of those moments where you're like, this is what life is supposed to be about.
Yeah.
This is what's keeping me alive.
Yeah.
At least for me.
yeah,
like,
no. I felt the same way though.
Zoom in on your face.
Oh, yeah. It was just everything. It's one of those moments that you just, after it ends, you're like, damn, like,
yeah.
I am just not okay now.
But it was so cool because I like how they do DJ sets, they just kind of like slide the next DJ in.
Yeah.
And so Vanessa ended her little set with a version of Tequila. Dun, 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 and then the whole audience went Tequila, and then she slipped out, and Bob and
Moses
Moses?
slipped
Bob Moses came in.
Yeah, so then we headed back.
So we left.
Why? What happened?
After going from the Lisbona Sisters
Yeah.
to Vanessa and then having to head into Bob Moses.
He's boring.
Yes.
It wasn't
And his
matching.
DJ
Oh,
set.
it's two. It's two dudes.
And none of them
Oh.
are named Bob or Moses.
No, we Googled this because I was like, they've got to be
St.
named.
Luna was like, yeah, they're not.
yeah, we're like, what? Francis and Anthony.
What?
Yeah, we don't know. But anyways, they get on stage and they just have very like Odessa-y kind of vibes
Like
in their club
Rufus.
set. Yeah.
But like not even enough.
But not even
like
enough.
it's not even enough.
Because
of that.
literally one of the dudes, actually, this is how he
Sorry, I'm
like
looking up to see what song I know of them. What?
this is how this man did his drop. Drops, he goes like this.
That is literally when he got going like this, and Kelsey's like, "We're going." And
Yeah.
I was like,
we're going.
going.
Anyone with a weak little
A weak wrist?
I'm like, come on, where's the
Yeah.
Oh,
where's the-
tearing me up. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so the first time I saw Bob Moses, they were fucking incredible. Super
Back in the
fun.
day?
But that was when that album came out.
back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
And then they were at CrossFest last year or the year before that.
Yeah.
Not this last year.
No.
No,
Okay.
it was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I did see them within the last couple of years, and it was so.
It just looks lackluster.
Yeah.
Like they've lost the passion.
Because honestly, that music is
Yeah.
very like coffee house, like kind of
Very.
like background music.
Yes.
It's very like kind of calm. Dun, dun,
Yes.
tear me up. It's
Yeah.
like very like kind of slow.
And
So-
and when you go from tequila to that,
Yeah, it's very much like
we're like,
all
oh,
right.
okay, so we skedaddled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw Men I Trust,
Which was
killer.
Yeah, that was probably a better
That
choice,
was
anyways.
fucking amazing.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize how like funky Men I Trust
Yes.
was. The guitar lines that were happening in it, I was just like, steak face.
They're really good.
Their
Yeah.
music, I feel like I don't know how to say this. I feel like it's like always in the lines, if that makes sense. And
Yes,
then getting to see
yes.
them live and kind of just have more fun with it and
Yeah.
kind of break out of their normal like Men I Trust structure
Yes.
that we all love
Yeah.
was just so cool.
Yeah. It
like you
was.
just felt like I felt that in my chest.
Nice.
And
Did
we
you-
were far for that. Like we just crashed on the grass
Yeah.
for that, and I just felt like I was.
Were
right
there?
there.
Was it packed full of people?
No, it was actually very manageable.
Very manageable.
It was 12,000.
Oh, wow.
And because it's such a large field
Area.
venue, like it never felt
God,
like
that's
we
how
were
ACL
battling
is.
people.
ACL is like so large, like it's such a big
Yeah.
park that's so spaced out. Not like outside lands where you have to bottleneck to get to stages.
Yeah.
Because outside land's like, it's big spaces, but then you're funneling everywhere.
Yeah, you don't have
it
to funnel.
sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's like why ACL is so nice, because you're never
It was
funneling.
nice in that aspect,
It
how
was so
spread out.
nice.
And I think they planned very, like, appropriately for it.
The music was perfectly spread out, that like when you're like, dead in the middle between stages, you hear both. But like if you're at the main stage, you can't hear
There's no bleeding
the EDM.
over it.
Yeah, and I think with some festivals, that's
Yeah.
where they fail, is like you can't discern one stage or the other. So it was I really like day one was perfect. It was great. We were fucking tired, let me tell you. We walked 1,000 miles, what felt like.
Did you drive?
Yes.
Okay.
It was easy. It was so easy. So they have a college right across the street. So you just parked at the college and just walked across the street.
Don't bother with those shuttles, y'all. No offense, Shabang shuttles, but let's leave that shit out. Then make everyone just do the 15-minute walk.
The shuttles were not a shuttle.
Don't plan for the shuttles if you're planning.
15-minute walk.
It's like a 15-minute walk to get into the golf course, essentially, from parking.
I know. Well, people just don't want to drive.
Yeah, well, they
if
had
everyone was
the
drinking,
Ubers
that's
were
the shuttle.
Yeah. No, the Ubers were over there too,
Yeah.
in the parking spot.
What I'm saying is some people were waiting for shuttle to just get from parking lot A into the festival.
Yeah.
And it's like a 3-minute shuttle ride versus a 15-minute walk.
Yeah.
Like, don't even worry. Yeah.
And you have to pay for that?
Yeah, they're like charging like
And
$20.
the last one ended at 9:50, even though the
All sets don't end
ended
till
at
10.
It was weird.
Yeah, so
Maybe one of their not bright ideas. I don't know.
Yeah.
Teach
their own.
The execution wasn't great, but
Oh, I get it. Shuttle to the car. Okay, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But I guess if it's like you're already tired, you don't want to walk 10 minutes.
Yeah. And we saw a lot of nutso things. We saw girls rolling on acid.
Y'all went hard for Shabang. Let me tell ya.
Some people got shebanged.
Yeah. Before the sun even set.
Before the sun even set.
Isn't that festivals in general?
It is, but it's so interesting when it's like not a super big festival yet.
Yeah.
And you just see how slow fucking treated this as Coachella.
Yeah.
Like this was their
I will
Coachella.
say, because smaller festivals that are like kind of hippy dippy, which I feel like Shabang
It is, yes.
like the people get fucked up, they do mushrooms, because
Oh, yeah.
what happens, like when I went to Joshua Tree Music Fest, people are fucked up the whole I bet people this year were super sad they couldn't camp, because that's like a huge part of these festivals, because then you can have all your shit, you can fucking roll hard, you can take hallucinogens, and you can just get fucked up and then just roll over to your
very
tent.
true. I'm like, I'm hoping half y'all didn't even.
Because that's how Joshua Tree Fest is, and it is like all day. People are just on another.
Oh yeah, it was
watched-
hysterical. We watched such good people watching. First off,
Yeah, set it like we could see every story happening,
Oh.
every timeline. Like one girl just rolling off Molly. 5 minutes before, me and Kelsey were like, "Oh, she's gonna lose her friend. She's gonna end up in security, and she's gonna lose everything."
I do want to give a huge fucking shout out though to their like security team.
Dope.
They were so empathetic and not like fuck you, get out.
Yeah.
Like the girl rolling, he like squatted down. He was like, "Hey, how you doing? Like you don't look great." And you could tell they were having a conversation, but he was trying to get her to come to the med tent.
Yeah.
But he did it in like a let's go, let's skip over there, you know,
and
like
she's rolling.
and she's just rolling out
She
of
is
her
probably
mind.
She's just like-
fluids. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
she was just, but the way, instead of like, you know, forcing her to go somewhere,
like making it scary.
it was more like, let me get you some fluids.
Yeah.
Because she
kind of
was
thing.
young, like she was in
She was
21.
too young.
Uh.
Yeah. And you know, it was so nice to see empathetic security.
Yeah,
for
that is
once.
nice. That
So
is nice. We
shout
like to
out
see it.
to the guy in the cowboy hat at security. We fucking loved you. We saw you so many
And
times.
security was having a good time.
Oh,
We're
they
watching
were.
them all.
Oh,
Like,
they were-
stopping, taking videos.
They were bopping and a banging. That the cowboy security guy was digging Men I Trust.
Oh, I love that.
He stopped.
Oh yeah, he
took
stopped.
a landscape
took
video.
a landscape video. We're like, that's our guy. That's our guy.
I love
We're
that.
like, how's our girl? Is she okay?
Yeah.
But again, such good staff.
Nice.
So easy to talk to.
Perfect.
nice
Okay,
staff.
day 2.
Day 2, baby. Let's get into it. Day 2, we walked in hot. We went straight to Funk Safari because we knew.
Well, you know.
We knew.
We just plot.
We saw Jay Joko,
Okay.
DJ, JJ Oko,
Yeah.
JJ Co, JJ Co.
JJ.
We don't know.
Yeah, JJ.
He really started the party for us,
Yeah.
but
People were starting camping out at Funk Safari. Like, people that were there.
they knew.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
is Hayden and Zed there?
Yes, but we were there because we discovered someone thanks to their PR, the Shabang's PR lady, Nikki.
Who got you an interview with them?
With Starfari, but he ended up not showing up. It's okay. We love you, Starfari.
We love you, King.
But he played, so we wanted to go see him because he plays funk disco house.
Oh, I love that.
Ashley, I'm obsessed with this man. He had a little bucket hat, like Gilligan's Island bucket hat, and he had a bongo player.
Oh my God, yes.
And it was his birthday. It was Andy's birthday.
It was Bongo Bob's birthday.
Kelsey
I'm just calling him Bongo Bob. His name's Andy. Starfari was a fucking blast.
Oh my God, I love that.
He pulled out the deep 70s cuts and mixed them with
sounds like my fucking jam.
I can't wait to show you the video. You're going to die of happiness. This man is incredible. So much fun. Just gave so much energy. One of my favorite shows of the weekend.
Wow.
An EDM show. We're all so proud of me.
Yeah, I'm proud.
The crowd was nice too. Made a couple little friends. One guy took my camera and took a picture of me off the camera.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Slightly in love with Rachel. His eyeballs you could see from 100 miles away.
He didn't really speak any English.
Piercing blue.
Oh.
You're just like, Jesus Christ.
I asked Kelsey, I was like, who is that? She's like, the guy that's staring at you. And I was like, who is that?
We're like, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know, sir.
He was just vibing.
He was vibing. And then we went over and saw a little bit of Lunar Vacation, which was really nice.
That was good.
We saw Bay Ledges, who is actually really
so
pumped up the crowd.
He totally is a pump up.
Well, for me, he's more like coffee house.
Oh, I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think he really brings it in his set, and it was really fun.
I love his music.
His music was really good.
It was good. It was very nice. Then we had to run over and see Doll Riot, who is also a San Diego all-female punk band.
Oh my God.
The men love Doll Riot. The moshing that was happening at this tiny stage was so cool. And by the way, these girls are like maybe 19,
Did you
20.
meet them?
Yes, we interviewed them. Mm-hmm. And it was just so cool to... Like, they started off small, too, and then the people flocked. And again, it's so cool to see that. The energy.
Everyone's, like, already getting into it.
Yeah.
You know what? That's, like, the kind of thing, too, when you... Like how if someone like Michael was selling merch and I would go over and there was other people standing around, I'll be like, I'll buy one of those like to my friend. I was like, oh, let me buy one of those. Those are so cool.
Yeah.
And then after I did that, like 4 other girls came
it's
up
mentality.
and bought them.
Mob mentality.
So like when you have like people already into it, circling, like you could just like tell your friends to show up.
Oh yeah.
Be like, get into this, and then everyone's gonna be like, ooh,
no, we saw dudes run to the set.
Oh yeah.
Like people they fucking knew every song, you know? And it was interesting because...
And these aren't dudes that you would think be raging at these kinds of shows. I'll just
especially
leave it at
not
that.
To Riot Girl
music.
music.
But they were like banging the barricades, like going crazy.
Oh
like
it was so fun just to see that. What I also think is cool is the fact that like everyone got to play like hour-long sets.
Oh,
they were long.
They were all
sets.
long sets.
And so for a smaller band, they got to play a lot of covers. They got to do a lot of like introducing themselves. So it was really fun.
And we were able to make everything, you know, like
exactly.
a good amount of each set. You know, that's how we could stay at Funk Safari for so long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We caught a little bit of TV Party, but then we had to go meet the boys of Hippocampus. Yeah. And let me tell you, we got to meet 2 of them, and I had a moment of panic many a time because it was like, these are dudes that like I grew up in like my indie rock vibe.
Yes.
And it was
all
just...
of us did.
Yeah, and it was just wild to like put them physically in front of you, and you're like, oh yeah, so let me interview. I had a moment where I was just like, is this life?
Yeah,
like, is this my life? So we got to interview them. Super excited for y'all to see that video as well. And then we ran to JAWNY. And
this was just life-changing,
I can't tell you all enough. I am now obsessed with JAWNY. I have to re-listen to his album.
Oh.
That came out in March because I feel like I really kind of missed it. I know.
I don't even know if I listened to it.
I think I did.
Really good.
But this man's, he's a rock star. You know when you see someone and you're like, this man's about to just fucking explode?
Yes.
He is the kindest, most just energy-giving.
Oh, I still have to listen to it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
I haven't listened to it.
Honestly, you might fucking love it.
This is a perfect time, too.
Oh, it is. This kind of music is perfect for this springtime. Mm-hmm. He is just an angel from up above. I adore him. He did a tiny little cover of Taylor Swift, which had the entire audience screaming. He had them jump, and we have video of it because we were in the press section, like right in front, and you can just see hordes of people jumping because the energy.
Yeah, next level.
Next fucking level. I just sat there and was like in awe of this man.
What time was this in the day?
This was
as the sun
6:40. So as the sun was kind of starting.
Because he had like an hour-ish set.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like he's been an artist I've been following for a minute, like watching him grow, and he's been part of my New Music Fridays, like probably one of my first with you guys.
Yeah.
And so just seeing it, like literally seeing history of just, because I know he's just going to take off after this. Like it's just, he has it all there. His band is together, and his
so cute.
Just the way that I love artists that will be a fan at heart always and have that appreciation. And he has that.
Yeah.
He commented on my Instagram story, like my personal Instagram, and he was like, nah, like I love you guys. Like I hope you had such a good time.
Oh,
like
how cool.
Yeah. So it was like he's just so great. He's like a mini Posty in the way that he kind of just has that.
Like a goof.
Like,
you just want to hug him.
Like
he wants to hang out with you.
Moms would just be upset. Like my mom would just be like, I love you.
Yeah.
Like,
No, he just wants to hang out with you.
Yeah.
You know, and you're just like, oh my God, how do you give so much energy and then have a killer voice?
Yeah.
Great fucking music, and just it was my favorite show of the weekend.
And if you listen to his music, it is such a science behind it. The different elements, the different production, the like hyper pop, the synth wave stuff, like all of that is just a science. And like it's his sound, which is just, I can't wait to see him headline Coachella one day.
Hell
dude,
I love that.
He's exploding.
He's
actually on tour right now. Try to go check him out if you can.
Did you guys meet him?
No, but I'm hoping we can slide into his DMs.
Yeah. I'm already in them. We'll fit.
Rachel's already in them. Then we saw a little bit of Sunburn because we had to go to the Funk Safari
I love
one
Sunburn.
more time.
I love Sunburn.
Fucking dope.
They're
it
so
was
good.
So much fun.
Sunburn's incredible. For
and
years and years loved.
We saw a little bit of Hayden James, but again, it's very much that like Odessa-y kind of sound where it's a little
it's
just
like progressive.
But I liked it.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was
Hayden's
good.
super fun too. I've seen Hayden a bunch
remember
of times.
we shot him. He's one of the first shows we shot.
Yes.
And I was like, Rach, I've shot this dude. I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too.
Yeah,
I've seen him play at CrossFest.
There was another DJ, Max Styler.
Max Styler, yeah.
I think we saw a little bit of his, but I think it was during that overlap. But like I have a couple of videos from him. I ended up being a fan, leaving him as a fan of his.
And that's the best part of Shabang is like, I think we did a lot of music
discovery.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so cool to just like bip bop and not really have like for Outside Lands, there's so many artists I want to see. I'm not going to be able to do music discovery, you know?
No, yeah.
And this was just so nice to kind of like slow down.
Who's the other headliner?
We saw Hippocampus.
Oh, Hippocampus.
Yes.
So good.
So good. They fucking killed it. Their whole
cinematic
fucking presence. The lead singer had these wild ass 80s sunglasses on, and they just were like living the best life. They have a vibe.
And like walking up and like listening to their music and knowing exactly where I was, like literally back in 2015, like listening to this exact shit. Like I wanted so badly to be like, your music was like me and my homies like soundtrack for our life for like literally years.
Yeah.
So
it was really cool.
So you did 2 days. You were not tired.
We were tired.
We were in beast mode though. Like we were like go.
But I also think it's because it wasn't like we had to keep darting to people.
Yeah.
Like we took it very casually, like, let's go over there, let's go see this, let's like
how South by we had things like blocked off every 5 seconds. Like it wasn't like that. And it was nice that our interviews were kind of spread out so we could like take a breather, go be energized.
South by was too much.
Yeah.
And Outside Lands, like I said, like there's no music discovery happening there because there's so many bands.
Yeah, we know everyone from like 1 p.m. until
exactly.
midnight.
So it was really like we got to take it easy. We got to chill and see really good music. It's a fun fucking festival. I really hope they keep going with it. I really hope they have it at the same golf course.
I'll see y'all next year for real.
Honestly, we got shebanged and we fucking
my first rave.
Baby's first rave.
Baby's first rave.
It sounds amazing. So much fun.
I know. Guys, thank you to Shabang again. Major fun vibes. We're so excited for next year.
And then we have an incredible interview coming up now.
So excited.
With Izzy from a Girls to Sound Sense podcast.
Yes.
And she's a sweet baby angel. just can't get enough.
Can't
truly.
get enough. She's a walking dictionary,
yes.
thesaurus, encyclopedia of music.
Yeah.
We were on her podcast a couple weeks ago, so we wanted to have her come on ours. We hope you guys really enjoy the interview. She's brilliant. I love the way she speaks about music.
Mm-hmm.
It's
so fun.
Facts. It's facts and facts.
Facts on facts.
Nerdiness.
I learned so much.
Yeah.
So, before we get into that, though, we have our podcast song, which we are obsessed with. This is Bored by Alex Vila featuring Coley Huntsler of Beauty School Dropout, which Rachel actually saw before they opened for Jaden, which is crazy. I love a full circle moment. Yeah. But Alexa's actually from San Diego. She lives in LA now, so miss you, girl. Come back down to the real place. Yeah. Come back down to the better place.
Yeah, but she's a multi-instrumentalist, piano, guitar, singer, songwriter, producer, just everything in the music industry. This is like a pop punk Avril Lavigne kind of vibe.
It's a banger.
It's so fun to hear this type of music again make its comeback. She calls herself the bubble rockstress, which tracks.
I love that.
I love
Never heard that in my life.
I'm using it forever now. And she's just really cool. She says she blends a fusion of cotton candy sonic flavor, sugary, sweet, hefty guitars with honest and delicate piano melodies, blurring the line between pop and rock. And it just really, really lends itself to greatness.
Yeah, it's that alt pop vibe we're just all obsessed with right now.
Obsessed with.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to love this. This is Alexa Vila with her song Bored. Go check it out on all streaming platforms now and have fun with the interview with Izzy. We love you guys so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Did my best to be a friend, but I do better in the end. Without the stress, your drama's intense. Humble brag, got your daddy's Benz. I said things that I regret, but you pulled at my last thread, and I shouldn't have to change who I am for you. So all the bitches in my past can suck it, have fun whining, best of luck. Don't hate me 'cause you're bored. Misery's a chore. If you could focus all of that energy on yourself instead of me, how pretty your world would be. Boy, what you talking for? Your attitude's your own worst enemy. If you learn what friendship means, how pretty your world would be. Not the friend I thought you were. Put our hearts into our hurts. You take my time, not my advice. But what's the cost of being right? Reminisce when we still talked. Used to laugh until we dropped. These days there's nothing left to say. 'Cause now you're just a has-been. Fuck it, you can suck it. Ex-best friend, don't hate me 'cause you're bored. Misery's a chore. If you could focus all of that energy on yourself instead of me,
welcome back everybody to Bops and Bangers.
Yes.
We have a really fun guest for us. Our first like real guest on the show.
Yes.
We were guests on their podcast, so we wanted to extend the beautiful invitation to them. Introduce yourself, tell the people who you are, what you do, all that fun stuff.
Hi, beautiful listeners. I am Izzy. I run a website called A Girl's Two Sound Sense, spelled girl with 3 R's, like Riot Girl or girl music. What? And I have devoted my free time and my passion projects all to platforming women, femme, queer, and trans artists. And I think that's of the utmost importance that we devote all the platforming we can to getting more femme people, more non-binary people, more queer people of color on those stages, and also giving them the mic and a chance to speak, because even today, sadly, the dudes are notoriously getting all of the airtime. Mm-hmm. And so why would I give them any more of that? You know what I mean?
That's exactly how we feel too. It's like, you know, the bigger bands, of course we love bigger artists, but that doesn't mean that they, you know, they don't need to be on our platform because they're already big. They already have a voice. We are very much like you. We try to give our homies voices where they don't otherwise have one. So we're super excited to have you on. You are also just like a walking encyclopedia about music and labels and
fun facts.
Like your brain is just so baffling to me that I'm just like, hell yeah, let's talk to Izzy. Like, it's gonna be fun. But we asked you to bring 5 albums that have just like made you who you are, right?
Those like top albums.
Top albums.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. So let's deep dive into it first. What's the first one? Tell us.
Oh, start with 5.
Yeah. Start with number 5.
Start with number 5. We gotta wait for one.
Yeah. We're builders.
Waiting for one. Oh, okay. Let's see. All right. So number 5, I'm gonna have to go with Carly Rae Jepsen's Emotion album.
Wow. That is a strong number 5. A strong number 5. Because I feel like Carly Rae does not get the love that she deserves sometimes.
She really doesn't, truthfully. Out of all the pop stars, it's like she's kind of, but she does her own thing, and I think that's what makes her kind of exciting and fun. She's like a different kind of pop artist.
Yes. What drew you to Carly Rae?
I think the fact that she doesn't take herself too seriously, but takes herself so seriously at the same time. Especially after Kiss came out in like 2012 or 2011. I think that and Call Me Maybe, obviously, like was a runaway hit, had a life of its own and still does. And it's the talk about like a blessing and a curse. Like when something like that is such a colossal hit just eclipses everything else that you touch, especially in mainstream circles. I can't imagine like being in that position. I mean, like, but also like I envy it because like, oh my God, like the money's coming in from those royalties, honey. I mean, like Cookie Monster parodied the song.
And literally she can use that money then to like fund her real like passion project, which is kind of cool.
Right.
And I think with that, like, people probably show up to her shows and still only want to see "Call Me Maybe."
Oh yeah,
like, right.
Because of that's.
They know that song. Yeah.
But then like when Emotion came out and she went into this entire other direction, I think she just pioneered like an entire wave of this sort of new wave revivalism that we're seeing with a lot of pop stars cosplaying as 80s pop now. I think that and also like it's just a perfect album, and it's so cerebral, the writing, and even like the hopeless romantic, like sort of uh all encompassing songs that tap into that like teenage sort of heartache that are just so all encompassing of just all of the different like human emotions a person can tap into,
relatable
and very relatable as well. But also, like, what's so cool about Carly Rae too is that music nerds love her. They can't get enough of her. You'll see metal fans, you'll see like black metal fans at her shows, you'll see like hip hop fans at her shows, you'll see the pop girlies at her shows. And like I feel like she's just how can you not like she's like America's sweetheart. For
I agree. For like the kind of, I almost think like Charlie XCX, you know, even oh my gosh, Dua Lipa. Like you hear a lot of the influences from Carly Rae now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Is she really did start that like 80s synth vibe again. And it's very interesting to see, like you're saying, like there's room for everyone to like Carly Rae, and it's very accessible almost. Yeah. And I think when we have conversations about like Taylor Swift, and she's almost like the indie Taylor Swift of our generation. Like she just really has us all in her grasp. We're all like, Carly, give us music. Please.
It's Carly's world and we're all just living in it.
100%.
Amen. I love that. What's your favorite tracks off of that album?
That is a great question. I would have to say that I really, really love Boy Problems. Especially that little run where it's like, so good. Oh my god. I think that's also Dev Hynes' favorite track on the album, by the way.
Damn. Does she work with him? Am I insane?
I think he helped her write All That, I believe. Oh, and I think he played on it too. Yeah, he played on it.
That's so she really just has the indie world just in the palm of her hand.
I think I think like the guy from the Cardigans also like worked on that album. Shellback worked on that album. Rostam did Warm Blood. Like she just had like just taking all of the future arbiters of what like creative expression in the indie world would become and putting them all onto one album. Like talk about being so ahead of your time. Right.
100%. We were just looking at her Spotify and I forgot Dedicated has that song Party for One, which is the biggest earworm.
Oh, it is. It's such a good song.
I bopped and banged to that song in 2019 like it was nobody's business. I probably make up this 56 million listens. Just me. I love that. Hell yeah. Okay, so what is your number 4?
My number 4 would have to be Marky Moon by Television.
Oh. I'm not the biggest Television knower. Like I know they're big. I know they did the things in the music industry, but tell me why you like it.
Yes, they did the musics very well.
They did the bops and the bangers.
They bopped and banged very well. Yeah, so what's interesting about Television is like they have like such an interesting like history, like to get all like nerdy about the backstory of things. Like when CBGB opened, it's the owner of CBGB. For any listeners who might not know what CBGB is, it's a very famous punk rock club in that was on the Bowery in New York City, active for many, many, many years. Home to the stage was home to like many like the Ramones, Patti Smith, etc. But what was interesting about Television is they helped build the stage at CBGB, and when Hilly Crystal opened CBGB, he wanted it to be a country and bluegrass establishment.
Oops.
What?
And so that's what that's what the acronym is. It's country, bluegrass, blues. Yeah. That's what CBGB stands for.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
So, yeah, changed
oopsies.
it.
So,
Yeah.
and I think this was when Richard Hell was also still in the group. So, like, I guess, like, they approached Hilly, I guess. Like, I'm not, like, I don't know, like, the complete ins and outs of the whole story, but, and Hilly was like, okay, I only hire country and bluegrass artists. Do you play country and bluegrass? And they were like, yeehaw!
Sure we do.
We sure do. And then, like, they were one of the first bands to play there, and they sort of, like, and they're almost, like, proto the whole movement, and, like, and kind of shaped the whole trajectory of what the place would end up doing and what it would become known for throughout history. And so Marky Moon, the album, is one of my favorites because of Tom Verlaine, their frontman, who recently passed away, rest in peace. His guitar tones were, like, notoriously copied by so many post-punk and later, like, punk artists who came after them. And what's interesting about television is that a lot of people really love their long guitar solos, but what made their songs so interesting was the rhythm patterns and their super angular approach to these guitar pyrotechnics. So, and there's this one part in Marky Moon, the self-titled song, which is 11 minutes long, where it goes on and on and on, and the solo just keeps building and building and building, and then it goes up another octave, keeps building and goes, like, and just, like, the drums keep, like, smashing on and on and on and on and on, and then you're like, oh, you start to ascend to another plane of existence, and you're just like, this can't possibly go anywhere else. And then they just rope it back in, and that bass line, that very simple bass line going doo 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 doo, and then you hear the opening riff again, and you're just like, oh, this is amazing.
It's almost like chaos for it's chaotically meditating, almost
very chaotically meditating. I saw three local bands do a television cover set for Halloween. That was the closest I'll ever get to experiencing Marky Moon being played live, and it was, oh my god, it was insane.
Oh my god! So they clearly did a good job.
Yeah,
they did a really good job, and a lot of people, like, when the Strokes first emerged with "Is This It?", a lot of people were like, that was like a whole thing. People were like, this sounds like television, and Julian Casablancas was like, no, I've never heard of television. Wink,
that
wink.
Sounds like a very Julian Casablancas fucking remark,
When you saw it live, did they play the whole, like, 11 minutes version of the song?
The whole night, the whole 11 minutes.
Yeah. I bet everyone was just like,
yes!
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you think that's your favorite song off the album?
Oh, absolutely. But the album has a really, like, all of the other songs are amazing too. There's the opening track is called See No Evil. And the way that it starts, it just, like, starts at a 10. Like, it just, like, rolls like right on in the drum, like, and you're like, ah! But
right.
It's like being on steroids.
That's so cool because, you know, we hear a lot about them in punk rock history. We hear a lot about them in, you know, like, even in David Bowie's history.
Yeah.
Like, you hear the name television being a huge part of like just that era of music. So I've always wanted to go and listen to this. So you've just really given me cause to do so. I'm really excited. I'll let you know how I feel afterwards.
Yeah.
That was wildly great. I'm now a television stan.
I wonder if it's going to be, the chaos will be too much for my noggin.
It might be.
But I'm going to dive in.
It will be great for my little brain.
She likes the chaos. I'm more of like, let's just
all hold hands. You're more in the Carly Rae Jepsen side.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, yeah. I like it. Moving on to number 3, dive in.
All right. So number 3 is All Hands on the Bad One by Sleater-Kinney.
Oh my God.
I'm here for this.
Banger.
I could go on and on and on and on about how much I adore Janet Weiss's drumming. It's like, oh my God, like she's just a firebrand. But also, like, their different sort of bubblegum approach to songs like You're No Rock and Roll Fun. And
You're rock and roll fun. Oh, dude, such a bop. Oh my God. That's so good. I totally agree. You know, they're named after a street. I've passed that street multiple times. It's in Washington.
Oh.
And every time I do, I'm like, I love them so much.
Near where you used to live?
No, it's like more so Western Washington. Like, you know how Seattle, we all think it's on the west, but it's not. It's like deep in. It's like when you go towards actually where Kurt Cobain was born and lived, which is a very sad town. Very depressing.
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, very sad little place.
Yeah,
I was
total.
Like, oh no.
Yeah, total white trashville too.
Very
wonderful.
Very. But anyway, Sleater-Kinney, yes. Ballad of Man was, I think, the first song I heard from Sleater-Kinney ever, and why I got into Riot Grrrl music. So I am so stoked to talk about this. What do you love about them besides the drumming?
Yeah.
What I love so much is I think that Carrie Brownstein's approach to guitar playing is like very distinct. The tones are very much Carrie codified tones. Like the rhythms are immaculate. I love listening to Corinne Tucker, Corinne Tucker's like sort of like refined and honed voice. After like you can hear like echoes of it emerging when she was still in Heavens to Betsy back in the day. And then when Sleater-Kinney formed, their discography is like so insanely good. It's almost impossible to like pick a favorite. I would have to go with All Hands on the Bad One because this was just after the Hot Rock, which was a more like experimental approach to that album. What I really love is how all of these are very much immaculately crafted pop songs, but they have something to say as well, like especially to so just talking about the politics of the industry and just and their approach to wanting to tear it all down, you know, like with songs like Ballad of a Lady Man, like you mentioned, The Professional, Male Model, Milkshake and Honey, I feel like was them like just predicting the existence of Julian Casablancas as an entity. Because basically they're just singing from the perspective of some dude pretending like he doesn't give a shit and just like is like walking around smoking a cigarette in France, like trying to look for the next girl he's gonna fuck or whatever.
Literally. Julian
and The Swimmer and Pompeii, the two closing tracks where it kind of cools down a little bit, but there's plenty of soul to those songs. Are just, I think it's just another perfect album. And I feel like that was when they really hit that point. Like this was like, if you want to get into Sleater-Kinney, I would definitely start with like Dig Me Out and Call the Doctor, and then maybe go to the self-titled debut after that. But if you're not quite ready for something completely out of the box and chaotic as The Woods, which was I think the final album before they disbanded initially, before they got back together, and then I would go with All Hands on the Bad One.
Yeah, I agree. This was my entry into Riot Girl music, and it's always going to have like such a special place in my heart too. And I love that you chose it. I have not really thought, because I'm so involved in new music now. I always forget, like, oh my God, that is such a good album.
There was so much good shit.
Yeah, that I haven't had time to like re-listen to like as an adult. And now you've got me in my feels, and I feel like I'm gonna have to listen to Slater Kenny today. Sorry to all the albums I'm behind on.
Yeah, I know.
So
sorry.
This is
like 100 albums from April, but we're fine.
We're fine. I love it. Okay, number two.
Number two. I'm gonna have to go with David Bowie's Young Americans album, which
you guys are music sisters.
We are twinsies. I feel. I mean, girl, let's.
Oh,
we could talk about David Bowie. We could talk about.
Oh my God.
Let's do it.
What I love so much is how like insanely cerebral Bowie was, like always approaching the explanations for his albums. Like, something hilarious that he said about this album was, he's like, this Young Americans is my Plastic Soul album, which is the squashed remains of his words, not mine, ethnic music in the age of Muzak, sung by a white limey. And
oh my God,
I love how he went like that far and thought of all of that. And then John Lennon, who worked on the album a little bit with him, was like, oh, it's good, but I just think it's rock and roll with lipstick.
Nice. I mean, I'm kind of
which is very Lennon.
I'm kind of on Lennon's side here on that one. It is, I mean, 1975. Come on, David. It's a little like existential.
Yeah. The squashed remains.
Yeah,
like okay.
That's why we love him. I mean, the man literally gave us an album telling us he was dying and then died. You know?
Yeah, literally.
That's so Bowie-esque to just be a little extra in every way possible.
So extra. Yeah. And what I loved so much about this album was like just the obviously banger after banger after banger, but the amount of killer session musicians he roped in, like David Sanborn played the alto sax, and he was like a very prolific session musician who was very a contemporary jazz pioneer. And so whenever I listen to Young Americans, the song, and that alto sax comes in that Sanborn's playing, I'm just like, oh, do you hear that? Just listen to this man blow. It's so good.
Yeah, you heard that saxophone, let me tell you. And there's that one, my mom was not a Bowie fan, but she would always tell me that there's one song, and she loves Young Americans. Yeah. And it's that one song that one part where it's like, one damn song that can make me break down and cry.
Yeah. Do y'all think Luther
loved it?
Do y'all think maybe Luther Vandross walked away from that session and was like, I've got to write that song that'll make Bowie break down and cry?
Probably.
And then he wrote Dance with My Father.
Oh, me? Yes, now I'm convinced of it, and you can't tell me otherwise. We're making that fact.
And Bowie definitely cried.
Oh, Bowie cries all the time.
Yeah.
Bowie cries. And then you end with Fame. Which is one of me and Ashley's favorite songs to sing.
So
Fame!
Yeah,
iconic.
So good.
So good. And so cheesy, but in the best ways possible, right? And I feel like that's Bowie in a nutshell.
Yes.
It's just like cheese, great cheese.
Yeah, great cheese.
He's like a brie. He's like
fine cheese.
Yeah.
It's a fine cheese.
Yes. With a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
He's Bowie.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this man more than life.
Yeah.
It's a good album. I would not classify this as one of my favorites, but
yeah, the Bowie. albums
of the Bowie albums.
Yeah.
But Young Americans in Fame are just
one of the best songs.
Damn. And 1975. God, so talented. That's so annoying sometimes. Yeah. Such a baby and yet so talented.
Yeah.
God.
You know what? I just recently rewatched Velvet Goldmine, the film, recently.
Oh my God.
Have you guys seen it?
Yes. No, I don't know what that is.
So fucked mind trip of a movie.
Is David Bowie in it?
Is he?
It's no
him, right? Ish?
Yeah, it's based on him. It's loosely based on him. There was like legal drama. I don't think like he didn't want to be involved in the film or whatever. It was actually executive produced by Michael Stipe of REM, the film. And it was directed by Todd Haynes, very prolific new queer cinema film pioneer. It stars Ewan McGregor, Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, and Christian Bale, and it's super, super gay. It's basically like Bowie and Iggy Pop fan fiction, except they changed the story and the names so that no one would get sued.
Oh, yeah, nice.
It's very
What
true.
is it called?
Velvet Goldmine.
Oh, okay.
It's a weird movie, but man, Ewan McGregor.
I know, love him.
A young hot bucket.
Oh, he is so beautiful.
He is still so
You're
beautiful.
Right. You're right.
Man.
Fine wine.
Yeah, I was going to say,
fine wine.
Aging like a
Truly.
fine wine,
Truly.
man. Man,
yes.
I love it. Okay,
right.
number one.
Number
one. What is it, girl? Tell us.
Joni Mitchell's Blue album. Easy peasy.
God. You guys are.
That is, yes. Why? Tell me. I mean,
because
I know
because it's blue.
that
should be enough of a reason. But it's that was the first vinyl I ever bought with my own money.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love that.
That means so much to someone. I totally agree. But what wiseness from you to like buy that'd be your first vinyl. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. At least like I had bought vinyl before, but with my parents' money. So I feel like this is like the proper
yeah, I mean,
and
so mature because my first album was LFO, so
mine was Spice Girls. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's just so good. Like California, banger. River, banger. All I Want, banger. So good. I could I love it so much. Put that shit back on Spotify.
I know. I literally went to go pull it up and I was like, oh yeah, she's not on Spotify. God damn it. It breaks my heart because she is a woman's woman will always be. I'm reading this book that actually you might really love. It's called Pop Song by Larissa Pham. It's all essays. But she writes, sometimes there's like actual artwork. Sometimes there's actual like music. She blends in with her thing. She was literally just talking about Joni Mitchell's A Case of You being like how you just kind of feel so drunk in love with someone and just that euphoria you feel. And I'm like, fuck, like I'm currently living through that like song right now. And I'm like, it's just like, Joni just has a moment for all of us.
Yeah, she does.
As women.
She really does.
Captures the emotion like so beautifully. It like gets inside of your heart and it like just holds like it's just like a weird
it stays. Oh my god.
Stays.
Oh, like the one song, oh my god, her last rendition of it, I guess, oh my god, Both Sides Now.
Oh yeah,
the one that's in Love Actually that will make you ugly cry every fucking
that
time.
That scene is
so good.
When Emma Thompson.
Oh my god!
I know. And Joni is so cool because so she had a higher voice range at some point, but because of all her smoking, she couldn't do that. So she just was like, fuck it, I'm lowering my voice.
Yeah.
and now had a stroke and can't really sing.
Is she still playing in July?
She is technically. So she's playing with Brandi Carlile at a spot in Washington called the Gorge. That
are we gonna do that?
I'm trying. Okay. I'm trying. My goals. Goals. It's my goals because even if she couldn't sing well, it's with Brandi Carlile.
Yeah, Brandi. That's why she probably did that.
I think so.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's just to say I saw JAWNY Mitchell.
Yeah.
Because it's JAWNY.
It's JAWNY.
It's JAWNY. What's your favorite track off this album? Like, if you could only listen to one of them, what would it be?
Oh, there's so many good ones.
I know.
Mine would be River for sure.
I think mine would be.
I was just gonna say I'm leaning towards River.
It's
what would yours be, Kelsey?
I think A Case of You, honestly.
That's a good one too.
That was again one of the first JAWNY songs I remember my mom playing for me. I know. Blue came in later in my life when I was a little sad girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but JAWNY forever.
This album is such a good choice, truly.
It's one of and it recognized as one of the best, and as it should. Like, yeah. I know Court and Spark, I love too. Fuck. Free Man in Paris. I just love JAWNY. She's my queen. She is my queen.
I can't decide.
You can't
pick one.
No. But what a good little eclectic 5 albums.
That was super fun to go through.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, seriously, just so much more mature than even my level of album.
I know. That was so like thought out. Yeah. Ours was like, we like the song. No, I love it. I really love talking to you about music because you just have so many facts. I just sit here and go,
yes, it's very
everything.
Yes,
tell me all the tea.
Your memory is top notch.
Top notch, girl.
Thanks.
Top.
Yeah,
notch.
I appreciate. Yeah, I was actually hanging out with a friend the other day, and we were going through my vinyl collection, and I was like, I need to figure out like what my favorite albums are for this conversation I'm having. Yes. And she was like, okay. Let me open a page in my notebook here. And so like we were just like journaling like this one. I'm like, contender. Could have been a contender. Oh my gosh, or this one.
Yeah. That makes me so happy.
Literally. I think that's so cool because sometimes we forget what music really made us and what music we still listen to even today. And because we are involved so heavily in new music, it's like you are a fresh breath of air to be like, oh yeah, there are some fucking albums in the past that were just
you couldn't live without them.
You can't live without them.
Yeah, like such a huge core to like what music is today. Honestly, like the influence.
Yeah. Did your parents raise you on really good music?
I would say absolutely, yeah. My you want to know when the like what was insane to me, and it's like so like wild to think about now is that a first time I was introduced to the Velvet Underground was in my mom's car. Can you imagine like
heavy?
Just, I like growing up, and I was just like and like talking to kids, and they were like, holy fuck, like I had to go hunt that shit down in the library and like but
do it secretly.
Yeah. Listen to it secretly, exactly, but like playing it in my mom's car, like so like growing up, like, and then looking back and being like, much to my chagrin, I think my parents are cool, actually.
I know. I had to reach that moment too when I was going through all my I got all my mom's vinyls, and like she's got OG Joni Mitchell vinyl in there that is been used and abused.
Yeah, like it was
disintegrating in my hand, and it's like, damn, Cynthia, you were so cool back in the day. She like had, do you know the band The Association? I think they were like a 60s band, but she literally drew hearts over the men that she thought were attractive and like,
oh my god,
them on the vinyl. And like that is just such a cool piece
that
of,
is
like,
a cool
your
piece
parents'
of your parents'
history.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important that we always recognize like the influence of music, especially growing up. And
100%.
our parents, like your dad was the funk master.
Yeah, a lot of groovy tunes.
Coming
out of my house.
Funk master,
Tower of Power.
Yeah, we had like the Temptations.
It's just cool to like be like, yeah, fuck, my parents are really dope. Okay, They have good taste.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about it.
What's actually cool too is my dad grew up in Jamaica, and so he's part Jamaican, part English, and he was raised for like up until the age of 13, I believe, in Jamaica. Before moving to England for boarding school. Like thinking back, I'm like, wow, my dad's life was wild. Like it just been
so much music influence
bouncing around
too.
Do you like a lot of like dance hall stuff?
Yeah, dance hall stuff. I remember like first hearing Sister Nancy on like a mix that my mom made of like all of her favorite reggae tunes, like Toots and the Maytals.
Oh, Toots.
I love Toots. I saw them live. They're so fun.
There was a lot of The Beat playing in my house as a child. Lots of mirrors and bathrooms and window shopping.
I love that though. I think when your parents have a superior music taste, you then have a superior music taste. You know, like I think it rubs off completely.
It does rub off. Apple doesn't fall far.
Yeah. To complete our nice little lovely interview with you, we asked you to give us a concert story.
Okay. It could be fun. It could be crazy. It could just be your favorite concert ever.
Yeah. Well, there's a few that come to mind. I went to see a local band called, actually, like I think they've way surpassed like the local tier now. Do you know the band Thick?
Yeah.
So
capital, right? Thick with
all caps, Thick. So
yep.
I have some fun connections to them because we have a lot of mutual friends. Tyler, the lead singer of a great local band called TVOD, Television Overdose, is dating Nicole from Thick. I've been to their apartment a few times. He actually gave me this tattoo.
Oh my god! Yeah. Oh my god!
Did that?
But
there? Oh my god!
Yes.
Oh yeah, like that's the place where people get blood drawn, and I was like, oh, like I remember like picking it, and they were like, oh, that's gonna hurt, and I was like, oh, you're right, damn it, I can't. My mind's made up. Whatever, just fuck it, just do it. Just do it. But I went to see a Thick show at a really cool venue in Greenpoint, I believe, called St. Vitus. I'm totally like, I swear, when I log off of this call, I'm gonna look at I'm gonna Google it, and it's gonna be like way out of the Greenpoint region, and people are gonna be like, haha, Izzy doesn't know shit about geography, whatever.
You don't don't worry.
But so I went to see Thick at St. Vitus, and so there was this artist who opened called Jess X. And they played a song called Scream, and it's just about them being so fed up with being alive that they want to scream like so loud that they just blow the roof off of the face of the earth. And they're like, and they got the audience to participate as well. They were like, at the end of the song, we're all gonna scream as loud as we possibly can.
Yes, I would love this.
And then later, they use they them pronouns, but they got into the audience. They grabbed a pogo stick and started just like moshing on the pogo stick. They started on this fucking pogo stick, and it was like the most like that was like one of the experiences where like the show, it was like bam, like no just like no foreplay. The show starts off at a 10. Just
that's how it started.
Yeah, the first they were the first act on the bill, and that's how it started.
Was everyone screaming at the same time as the pogo sticking?
Yeah, but definitely, and there was this one point where they passed the mic off to their best friend, and their best friend just started like screaming their fucking lungs out on the mic while they were hopping on the pogo stick, and people were like just slamming into each other. It was insane. It was so much fun. And then Skating Polly played after that, and then bands. It was
lineup.
Yeah, and that set was also insanely fun. At one point, I had to sit on the ledge of the stage because I was getting like slammed all around. And I was like, my ribs are gonna crack and fracture if I move any further.
It sounds like a stress release.
Yeah, truly.
It is a great stress release. Really, it's a very, very cathartic. And yeah, and then Thick played, and I crowd surfed multiple times, and there was a point where like I documented it, and Tyler, Nicole's partner, who I mentioned earlier, saw my story, and he's aware of how tame I can be at shows and how like shy I as an introvert going to shows, it takes me a minute to like sort of get into things. And he saw it, and he was like,
proud of you.
Congratulations, my child.
Yeah, she did it. We're so proud. I love that though, because I feel like, as oldies but goodies, like the girlies, we are very tame as well. And so but there are moments at shows where you just feel so uninhibited and like so ready to just be down with the music. And that sounds like kind of what you just allowed yourself to be. And I'm like, okay.
You just like feel alive. There's like a moment where you're like, oh, like
like when Wet Leg does their scream, during where she just fucking wails for like a good minute.
Yes.
And everyone screams with her. You feel this general catharsis of like, oh, we're all angry. We're all pissed. And I love that kind of music. I think it really brings people together in a weird, fucked way. But a pogo stick. That's a new one.
That's next level.
That's a new one.
Pogo sticking is really fun.
And hard.
I used to love a pogo stick. And a skip it. Those were like my two outdoor.
Rachel and I were just talking about skip its and how they actually physically break your ankle.
They do. You would get like huge bruises on your shins.
Oh my God. Just death to your ankles. Death to your ankles. Yeah, exactly. But thank you so much for hanging out with us. We love chatting with you. Like I said,
so much fun.
You are a musical encyclopedia. So
join our Discord, please. Yes. We'd love to keep chatting. I love all of your music recs. It's so fun.
Honestly, we should have you do a live with us because I feel like the people should just pick your brain because oh my God.
I would love to.
You are like a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah,
and I think it's so cool because while we love music history, we just unfortunately don't have time to deep dive into it.
Yeah.
So you are our official like girl, what do you call a librarian? Yeah. You're like our girl librarian. Just, our
full of facts.
Our thesaurus, our dictionary, our geographer, our history nerd, and we love every second of that. So everyone needs to go follow you. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at girls2soundsense. That's a girl with 3 R's, no I, with an S at the end, to the word, the spelling of the word, sound sense, at a girls to sound sense.
We'll put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it on the screen.
Yes.
And we'll be tagging you in everything. Like we said, we are so excited to have this conversation with you. We hope to have a lot more because you're just an honorary girl, and I hope we get to meet in real life one of these damn days and hang out.
I would love to. Absolutely. Let me know if you're ever in New York.
Wait.
We are.
Wait, we're actually going to go to New York next week for 2 days.
You are?
Yeah. We're going to see some Broadway.
Yeah.
AKA, I would do anything for Josh Groban, and him being in Sweeney Todd, I have to go see. So. And I would do anything for Ben Platt. So him being in Parade, I'm like, I have to go.
So we're gonna do a back-to-back shows, but we are gonna. Are you near Manhattan?
I am in Manhattan, actually. So hit me up.
Yeah, let's definitely get together. That would be super fun.
Hell yes. That's so. Oh my god, I just got really excited. Sweet. We'll send you our numbers so we can connect.
Hell yes. Thank you so much again for having me. And also, y'all, don't forget to listen to the episode of my podcast with Kelsey and Ashley.
It was so fun.
Where we talk about first date playlist picks and wanting to quit your job to Simple Plan playing in the background.
I mean, the best. That was such a fun conversation. I still think about that conversation.
We'll put that link up here too, so you guys can go check it out.
Yeah, we love it. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a really good day. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next week.
Oh my god!
See you next week.
Yeah.
Meet IRL.
Bye, girl.
Bye.